Boy, Micah Parsons showing us and everyone else that he's the real one, and he's been able to go to this particular practice and work out or what have you, the off-season journey is letting everybody know that, hey, I'm a man of my word.
He wants to try to do the right thing. This is another example that he's told us in December he's going to show up. I know, and he's talked to Jerry. He wants a new deal. He wants all this stuff. He's trying to do the right thing.
And Chad, you are right. He does have a contract. He does have.
Yeah. And do the right thing like Spike Lee. You know, just what he got to do.
Chad, you are right. He does have a contract. He does have.
Stop it.
He has a contract. He still has.
I need people to stop that because Jerry was on that mess. I don't care about contracts. You know, they can have a contract they can hold out. You cut people. Michael Gallup had a damn contract. Did it matter?
Ooh.
No.
Okay, there are a lot of people with contracts. It don't freaking matter. He tried to throw Zach Martin under the bus. You know, talking about Zach Martin had a contract. He still helped me out for more money.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
but you guys
got more money. Yeah, he got it too. He got it.
Boy, Claire's out here. Wow with it. Yeah, he do have a contract. He is under contract. But the ideology of it is that he is in process of a new contract, and you don't want to go out there and twist an ankle or knee or something like that, and now the money that you was going to get, they're going to be like, hey, check the Carfax. Hey, there's a little stretch here, a little fender bender there. Hey, we got to come down on this pricing. And he's doing the right thing by, on one end, he's taking the Dak Prescott approach by still showing up. He's still showing up. Just because you show up doesn't mean that you're going to get paid, by the way. But he was advised not to show up, allegedly. I ain't going to say what sources, but what I'm telling y'all, this is a good thing. This is leadership, right? It's being able to be in the mix with the team and the organization and saying, okay, I did everything that you want me to do. I'm here. I'm on time. I even got a worm. And, hey, what you going to do about it? Let's get this thing done. Now, the framework of his contract is already done. All of the basis of his contract is done. I think that what they're fighting over probably be the guarantees and some of the languages within the confines of the contract. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because you always
but
lose.
you will cut people with a contract.
Sure.
So stop. I need you fans to stop siding with billionaires and siding with ownership over millionaires, over players, because NFL is a dirty game. You get hurt, they will cut you. Okay? You can't play anymore, they will cut you. Damn a contract. Okay? So don't talk about he has a contract. It don't mean a hill of beans.
Boy, you brought out the Texas part of Clarence. It don't mean a hill of beans. And he's right. You got to have the soil, you got to plant the beans, and you got to have water. So it don't mean a hill of beans if you just got beans. They don't grow by themselves, right? And the seed must die before it grows, right? So what the Cowboys may need to do is die to all of their old ways, get this contract done so we won't be talking about this all off season and having that cloud over your head. Everyone that's listening, love security at their jobs. Everyone. No one bangs on the table and says, let me be a temp worker for the rest of my life. No, you want some type of foundation that's going to be sturdy. But to take the approach of not sitting out or holding out for your money is a very noble thing. No matter who the player. Keep this in mind. Aaron Donald, as great as he was for the National Football League, he had to hold out for his money. He had to sit down on the sideline and say, you know what, I'm not coming to practice until they pay me. That's a whole different team, a whole different organization. It wasn't stretched out and pulled around because nobody gives of what Clarence just said, a hill of beans about the Rams. Now, Zach Martin held out. It wasn't a lot of major tractions of news, but he held out for his money. These guys are billionaires not by mistake. They didn't hit their toe on the edge of a coffee table and said, I'm suing, I'm a billionaire. No. They calculated. It's a cat and mouse game. It's a billionaire versus millionaire. And shout out to all of the thousandaires out there, right? But this is real, tangible stuff that they're fighting for, right?
Colin, the Cowboys start their offseason work today, and edge Micah Parsons still hasn't been extended. Dak Prescott was asked about Micah's contract and joked with the media saying that he doesn't have the full answer why Cowboys negotiations take so long, adding that all of his contracts would have been done a lot sooner if he did. Now,
all right, so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Cowboys' way, unfortunately. They like to put raisins on the potato salad with their philosophy and their principle and the way they move and operate. This is what they do. We can't change this, but hopefully every now and then a trash can gets a steak. And if Micah Parsons is able to sway the minds of the Joneses to get this deal done earlier, this will pay off a whole lot sooner. Far as morals, we don't have a morality clause on this contract, do we? But far as all of those things, this helps the team if we can go get things done. Now we have about $37 to $38 million on the cap. With this contract being done or what have you, I think it's already done. Wink, wink. They're just waiting for the great grandiose announcements and things like that. You know how Jerry Jones do, right? Everything for the views and the clicks and the articles and a whole bunch of other stuff. Then we get about an additional $10 to $15 million. So money is not the problem. It's not.
Colin, I thought Jerry had a very telling quote at the recent owners meetings. He said, quote, "I don't know why, I just can't deal with a player." Also basically said he doesn't know who David Mulugeta is, Parsons' agent. This is why, Colin, the Cowboys have not been relevant since the 1990s. This is not Emmitt Smith. You don't talk and deal with the player like you did 3 decades ago.
Right.
The agent has been empowered in a way that is significantly different than the 1990s with Aikman and Emmett and Irvin. And as a result of that, in my opinion, Jerry's still thinking archaically that the right way to handle a Micah Parsons extension is basically to get Micah to acquiesce one-on-one. That's exactly the problem that we're dealing with.
Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's always going to be that. A philosophy is a philosophy. A principle is a principle. And the way you like to do things is the way you like to do it. You know, raisins on the potato salad, once again. Somebody think that that's the right way to do it. And unfortunately, this is where we are at with this particular team as it relates to how they handle their superstar contracts. They drag it and they stretch it out. And that's the way of living for the Cowboys. There's no other team in the National Football League from a money aspect that is more successful than the Cowboys, right? In Jerry Jones' mindset, 3 Super Bowl rings since he's been the owner, general manager, what have you. He got a Hall of Fame jacket, a gold jacket basically, a helicopter, a helipad, a yacht, a $3.5 billion playpen over there in Arlington, and a $2.7 billion workout facility in Frisco, right? The man hit the lottery of life. He sued the NFL for $750 million in 19 of 96. We haven't did anything since then. But the reality stays the same. When I said success is subjective, it's very much so that. There's no one that can say, hey, man, Jerry is not successful. Bull sugar. The man is successful. He don't have to win another game. And in the last 10 to 15 years, the most winningest team in the regular season in the top 5 or top 6 is the Dallas Cowboys, although we disappear when it's time to win in the postseason. But they got this thing, what we call revenue sharing, right? Everyone wins when you are the owner of an NFL team, right? They need to flip them things around and change that up with the revenue sharing. But if you guys get with what I'm saying, Jerry Jones is office furniture. His archaic ways of thinking will not change. Now, hopefully, we can win in spite of Jerry, in spite of the coaching, and in spite of everything. But the reality of it, us as fans, We can yell and storm up there to the star in Frisco, but it will not change because none of us can take away the $750 million that he won, the 3 championships that he won, the gold jacket, the helicopter helipad, and those 2 facilities. The stadium being $3.5 or $7 billion, and the workout facility. You can't change those things. That's an old, archaic way. If it's not broke, don't fix it type of groove. Right? So, you can say, well, Jerry's like Nebuchadnezzar, right? Oh, until he changed his ways, he's going to stop having those fangs and furry and hairs all over his body. But no, just Jerry. He probably liked being like that. If you guys get what I'm saying. So when he made the statement about who's David Mulugeta, he means all of that. He don't care about that. But what I'm telling you guys is this right here. By Parsons showing up and not going against the grain, let's see how this thing can all work its way out. This is for what it is. I hope that we can get this deal done. It's more and more money, more and more resources, more and more things that we can get to help propel our team. And just like we need help on offense with another wide receiver, a run game that can run with an authority that can get people out of dropping 6 and 7 into coverage, maybe more people in the box. You can have one-on-ones to the outside. We need the same type of help on defense. We can't be Micah Parsons or bust. We need help. We need a big boy down inside that can move stuff out the way, bust through a wet paper bag. Mozzie, we need for him to step up this season. Oh, on the other side of Bland, we need another DB. Cornerback. Kyrie Elam, if he can do it, then, hey, kudos and credence. But there's still avoidance area on this team in the secondary. And the only way we can do that is via the draft. Come on, Trey Amos, or via free agency. We got $37 to $38 million. We got enough coins. But in actuality, this team still need weapons on both sides. And it starts now financially, right? I always say this, Jerry Jones bought this team financially. We bought this team emotionally, right? We put in our sweat, emotional equities into these things. And most of us were fans of this team before he bought the team, right? I know I was. But in actuality, Cowboy Nation, let's see how far this can go. I'm glad that he showed up. I can't wait to see the results. Write this down. Everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. And let's see, can Micah Parsons get the results that's needed? Post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns. When do you guys think that this deal will get done? Is it a couple of days before the draft or right after the draft or right before the opening kickoff of the 2025 season? Let's get this deal done. DC for life, not for short. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. Peace.